membership is 100 worth every penny you pay for it? Story 1. I live on an island in Alaska with limited healthcare. An emergency flight to a more capable hospital will cost $5,000. For 100 a year, I save $49,900 if I ever need their services. That 100 covers everyone living under my roof. There is no limit on the number of flights. And seniors pay $75. Of course, the flight isn't a guarantee. Bad weather or the donated jet needing repairs can, and does, prevent you from being flown out. Story 2. YMCA. I pay $70 a month for a family of 4, and it includes use of the pool, gym, and sauna, and up to 4 hours of childcare a day. I go nearly every day and have lost 60 pounds over the last 6 months. It's also my only childcare as a stay-at-home mom, so it keeps me sane. Story 3. The Great Courses. It's now under the umbrella of Wandrium, and they have a bunch of other stuff, but I look for the GC stuff. They have hundreds of courses. Each one has roughly 26 to 40 lectures. They're the best professors in the world, the ones that students report as their favorite teachers. My boyfriend and I always have 4 on Thursdays: a science, an art, a philosophy or wild card, and a history. We've done classes like botany, the Analects of Confucius, the Medicis, the physics of time, early humans, and the history of food. I've got a good deal with them at 10-month all-I-can-stream. Great for lifelong learners. Story 4. When my ex and I had first moved to New York, we bought family memberships to the Met and the Natural History Museum during the first week. Seriously, the best decision ever. They have all kinds of year-round events and things to do that you can bring family and friends. The Met has a members-only rooftop bar and mezzanine, members-only music events like we watched the Philharmonic play Vivaldi's Four Seasons in the Temple of Dender, members-only gallery viewings, curator talks, talks by archaeologists, and various things you could volunteer for. It was like having an inn into the city. The Natural History Museum had a monthly jazz under the stars night with free food, drinks, and music under the planetarium. I met Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson when he was working there, and a bunch of other minor celebrities. These are not expensive memberships either. Story 5 were Charitable, or equivalent roadside service club in your respective country. A single tow costs more than your membership, and it quickly pays for itself. Plus all the other discounts and affiliated services they offer. It is absolutely worth the money. Story 6. About 10 years ago, I was member of the nudist resort that was near me. For giggles, I brought in my college ID, about $160 a year for 24-hour access to the resort and grounds. For me, it was my country club. Pool, big hot tub, gym, sauna. By my math at the time, all I had to do was visit 5 times a year to pay for it. I was there 2 to 5 times a week. Since it was a very rural area, and not much to do, going there saved me money as anything decently worth doing was an hour or more away. Also, since it was a nudist resort, most of the people that annoyed me were not apt to bother me. Perfect privacy to detach from the world. Story 7. I can't say for sure if it's worth every penny, but there have definitely been occasional times my car broke down on the road that I was glad I'm a 8AA member. On a side note, back in the day, all-day trip ticks were the Google map. If you wanted to take a road trip, you could go in, tell the 8AA person the trip you were planning to take, and they'd put together a personalized flippable roadmap for you, including highlighting expected construction and tolls, etc. Nowadays, of course, Google Maps and such does all that in real time on your phone, so the triptych is obsolete, but it was still pretty neat how they assembled them. Story 8. Cook's Illustrated website. I pay for full access to the CI recipes and America's Test Kitchen and Cook's Country. Their recipes are outstanding and definitely better than 90 of the stuff you can find for free. Story 9. I hate to admit it, but Amazon Prime. When working on a project, it's just so handy to have next-day delivery. You Bezos? Game Pass is worth it if you play more than one game every couple months. 19 meter versus 50, 100 for a game. Story 10. I have a subscription for air filters for the Home Filter Easy. It's one of those things you always forget to replace, then when you see them at the store, you forget what size you need. With the subscription, the correct ones come in the mail every 3 months, like clockwork. Edited to include the company I use for this service. Story 11. My union. They're out there fighting to get me better wages and working conditions and will back me with lawyers if the company tries to pull any shenanigans. Totally worth a few $100 a year. Story 12. Audible. I pay for the plan with the 1 monthly credit and always find books that take at least that long to listen to on my commute, and that cost at least as much as the membership. Story 13. It's not a membership, but I donate annually to Wikipedia, and I am always getting the better end of that deal. It's unreal how valuable that resource is. I'd pay a membership to use it. Story 14. AMC A-List. I pay 26 a month for 3 movies a week. At my preferred theater tickets for that are already 22. So each movie I've seen in a month after the first is essentially free. Probably not worth it some months, but in the summer when I see 5 to 7 movies a month, it's fantastic. Story 15. My wife has several restaurant memberships that she signed up for years ago. She got into them during promotional periods that refunded the membership cost as introductory periods. She paid $25 initially, and they discounted that from the meal. When she signed up, they never actually turned on the charging aspect, and she gets a lot of free meals given to her throughout the year. They are mostly boutique restaurants, and she gets various perks like priority seating no wait, and special attendance by management along with the meals being comped. Story 16. Not a membership, but donating to Khan Academy every year. This dude has gotten hundreds of thousands of kids through school and through the toughest college courses. In the end, education is our most important asset, and without it, we end up in a situation where people like Donald Trump are elected president. Story 17. I'm a scuba diver. For 75 years, I get extra insurance in case I have an accident while diving. They pay for medical evacuation. They have a dive doctor speak to the ER doctor if they don't know how to treat me. And they help coordinate getting me into a decompression chamber if I need it. My health insurance won't cover any of that. Plus, I can call them anytime with medical scuba questions. Story 18. Costco and AAA. I haven't had to use tow service for a few years, but I'm still ahead on the cost of the last tow I needed if I had needed to use a private tow. Story 19. My university makerspace. 3D printing, 3D scanners, laser cutting, sewing machines, Cricut machines, vacuum molding, you name it. It doesn't have to be for uni-related work. And it's completely free 95% of the time. The materials are supplied for you. If you want to use your own material, you can, for example, they only supply 3mm plywood for the laser cutter. If you want 5mm, you need to source it yourself. Story 20. PBS Passport. Local TV shows, award-winning documentaries, Nova, and foreign TV for 5 and no ads. All other streaming services get more expensive each year, and the content is usually crappy reality TV or lame romantic comedies. If you live in the UK, PBS is kind of like our version of the without the licensing fees, and we get British imported TV shows. Regal Unlimited is awesome. Unlimited movies whenever I want is definitely worth it for me. I go to around 4 every month now. Story 21. As someone who's in college and writes a ton of essays, Grammarly has been worth every penny. The suggestions and corrections it makes are insanely helpful for writing clear essays. Story 22. A strong password manager app. It's so easy to forget passwords, and we make so many day by day. A good password manager app is good if you can commit to using it, and it really helps. Bit of a more digital suggestion, but oh well. Story 23. REI. Not sure how common it is nationwide, but as an outdoors person, it's great. One-time sign-up fee for $30. I get 10 back on all of my purchases. I believe my first purchase was a new snowboard and new bindings, and the 10 I made back on it already surpassed the 30 I spent once on my membership. Story 24. Costco Executive. If you shop strategically and often enough, you gain back all the membership money through direct cash rewards, not to mention the amount of money you saved by buying everything you needed at a cheaper per unit cost. Story 25. Union membership. Worth double, easily. If the company tries to me, I can them right back. Weingarten rights, baby. And I never have to negotiate with any and beg for a raise. We have a team of professionals to speak on our behalf. Everyone knows everyone else's wages. No shady business whatsoever. It's great. Story 26. Massage and Costco. Monthly massage or facial, but I'm all about the massage is some of the best money I've ever spent. Costco is worth it for gas alone, with the bonus of basically everything else I get there as well. Story 27. Parents know this one-trick zoo memberships. Got the one for all NYC zoos, including guest passes and free parking for us and guests. Sounds pricey up front, but we would go at least once a month through spring and summer for a day out, bringing grandparents, friends, and cousins. Story 28. The Fitbod fitness app has been a game changer for me. As someone who struggled with knowing what to do at the gym for years, this has been a game changer. Also, I travel quite a bit for work, and being able to adjust exercises to the equipment available is extremely important. It's almost like having a personal trainer with you at all times. 100 worth the money. Story 29. I am really enjoying my Skillshare membership. Udemy is good too, but it is more for professional certifications. I got up to a 6 Sigma black belt before I found out that potential employers don't care about it. Story 30. AARP. Most people don't know that you only have to be 18. And the discount I can get at most restaurants is better than the discount I get for being a vet usually. Let me say again, you only have to be 18. Story 31. YouTube Premium. Sometimes I forget to appreciate it, but then I glance over the shoulder of someone else as they are forced to watch multiple ads, and I'm reminded of the dark days, and sigh in appreciation of the extra time I have in my life not watching ads. Story 32. I'm gonna get roasted for this, but my Amazon Prime membership way more than pays for itself. I don't buy anything from a store that I can have delivered to the house, often same day for the price of my annual membership. I abuse the out of it. 5. 0 item with same day or next day delivery for one low price. Story 33. The Calm app. 70 per year, so less than 20 cents per day. I use the baby shh soundscape every night as my sleep music. My brain has now learned that when it hears that rhythmic sound, it's time for sleep. There are other soundscapes depending on what you're looking for, as well as sleep stories read by the likes of Cillian Murphy, Harry Styles, Matthew McConaughey, and LeVar Burton. Meditations and a daily move designed to target a body part, or stress or fatigue, or whatever. I love it. Story 34. Don't know about other industries, but if you're a truck driver, union membership will almost certainly save your one day and push for maximum pay in pay reviews. They also tend to give some good retail discounts. Story 35. My climbing gym membership. Even paying extra to access all the gyms from the same company still makes it less costly than if I would pay for entrance every time I go. Plus, I probably go climb a lot more because it doesn't cost me relatively anything. Even if that means I actually would save money by not going if I didn't have the membership, it's still worth it for me both for my physical and mental well-being. I guess that probably applies to any kind of workout membership that people actually use. Even if it's expensive, it will probably pay out in the long run. My job pays for my climbing gym though, so I really only pay like $50 per year. Story 36. Peloton app. 13 bucks a month. All the exercise classes you could want. No bike or tread needed. Strength, yoga, Pilates, barra, cardio, stretching, meditation, even outdoor running walking. Again, no bike or adult subscription needed. It's shocking how few people know about it. Story 37. Curiosity Stream. If you're a fan of documentaries, lots of high-quality ones on there to watch or have for background noise. Also, maybe the only streaming service that hasn't increased their prices to stupid amounts. It's still only $4.99 month or $40 year if you go annual. Story 38. The subscription fees for my connected fitness devices. I quit the gym just before lockdown and have never gone back. It's so much easier to throw on tatty old workout gear and exercise whenever I want. No excuses. Story 39. This is maybe not a membership, but it's a recurring monthly charge to a service at least. We pay just shy of $100 a month for a guy and his wife to come clean all the dog out of our yard twice a week. We have 2 big dogs and 3 little kids. This service is so incredibly worth it, it's not even funny. We'd give up the fiber internet package before we gave up the man. Story 40. My wife signed up for a toilet paper subscription. A new box of toilet paper delivered to our house every month. I thought it was the silliest and stupidest thing ever. And then COVID hit a month later. She was so smug. Story 41. When you have something wrong with your car, it's great to just call them. For not that much a year, you can get your car towed 100 miles. I think the top plan gets you 200 miles. I know I've saved a lot of money over the years. Story 42. Platinum membership at Library of Congress. Nothing like being able to check out Thomas Jefferson's first draft of the Declaration of Independence, the original document. Story 43. Spotify Premium. I use it every day. Also my public library. Love having free audiobooks, movies, and TV shows on Hoopla Libby and Canopy. Other than that, BJ's and Costco. Story 44. Sam's Club. The saving in gas each month is like $12, and the savings for dog food is like $6 a month. That alone saves me $216 a year, while the cost of a Plus membership so I can ship the dog food for free is $110. Story 45. A password manager have used both Dashlane and 1Password. I hate having to make new passwords whenever I create a new account somewhere, and now they're all auto-generated, way more secure, and I only have to remember one albeit very long and complicated password to access all my passwords. Story 46. Calm and Wondrium apps. Calm is great for anxiety, stress, and insomnia. It's got everything from soothing music to meditation to guided yoga to sleep stories. I use it a lot. Wondrium has educational programs and videos that blow my mind. I'm currently watching a program about surviving in space. My favorite is a program about the Black Plague. There is so much to choose from. Story 47. As much as it pains me to, I utilize my school email to get Adobe Pro for $15-16 a month. easily has paid for itself. It sucks. Some of these platforms no longer have the buy and be done. But I do enjoy all the Adobe apps and such I can learn to use. Story 48. There seems to be a gray area between memberships, subscriptions in the comments. But Wine budget app, personal training, massages, travel deal website, Sam's Club bonus. YouTube Premium no longer use it but still worth it. A VPN priority pass, though I pay for it indirectly. Story 49 PBS Passport. It's only minimum donation a month, and you have access to a lot of foreign dramas that you would not otherwise have. And you can binge the Masterpiece series before they're even released to the general public. Great for slightly horny period dramas murder shows. AAA Platinum or Premium, whatever they call the highest coverage, has saved me 5 times what I've paid for it, as well as gotten us out of a couple hairy jams. Plus, it has other benefits that are just icing on the cake. Story 50 Costco. I have the full executive membership that's $120 a year. It literally pays for itself in prescription savings alone within 3 weeks. I've done the math. Story 51. A nice gym membership. I pay $120 a month and my gym has all the amenities. Sauna, steam room, pool, hot tub, cold plunge, and outdoor pool hot tub. Basketball, tennis, pickleball, and rock climbing. Plus, I get unlimited classes. I love their powerlifting classes. I used to compete and sometimes it's nice having an instructor to spot you. We've also got tons of powerlifting equipment too. Deadlift dedicated stations, USAPL benches. The weight floor has 11 squat racks. Dumbbells go up to 130 pounds. The worst part is the amount of high schoolers that plague the gym. I'm almost 30 and sure it's good that they're working out, but most of the time they just loitering, being loud, and in general just being intrusive to other people's workouts. But I go to the gym 56 days a week, worth every single penny. Story 52. Annual subscription to The Atlantic. Very informative articles. My wife has heard the phrase I read an interesting article in The Atlantic today. So many times it's a running gag now between us. Story 53. Highlights Magazine. I have the one for younger kids called High Five. It's not that expensive and gives my kids and I something to look forward to each month. Story 54. Amex Platinum Card. I'm aware this may not be an answer for everyone, but if you travel frequently, the access to lounges worldwide is unbeatable. Uber Lyft credit every month, Clear and TSA pre-check covered, all rental car insurance covered, trip interruption covered, immediate gold membership at all Hilton and Marriott hotels, etc., etc., etc. The 700 YR membership fee sounds steep, but if we add up what we get in return, we travel frequently, it's almost 2,400 baht a year in benefits. And that doesn't include the incredible service from Amex Travel Desk. Story 55 Country Club. I live in an area where the only good public golf courses are about 45 mins from my house. Then it's packed in a 5-hour round. I didn't enjoy spending 7 hours away from my family on a Saturday playing golf, and my wife certainly didn't enjoy it. Now I play a better course and it takes me 3-5 hours to go door to door. It also has a nice pool for my family to enjoy and tons of family activities throughout the year. Also the best restaurant in town that never has a wait. Story 56. Car wash subscription in the Midwest. I can wash my car twice a day when it snows so my car doesn't rust out. $30 a month no matter how many washes. Story 57 I will never tell. All the corporate spies are on these chats finding what is affordable and popular, then turning around and jacking up the prices. Never tell. Story 58. My dance studio membership. I hate gym, so it's great exercise. I can use it at any of the studios in the country. And every instructor I've had has been fantastic. Met a bunch of amazing people too. Story 59. My wife and I are on a YouTube Premium family plan, and we love it. We watch a lot of YT. I often put something on as background noise when I do other things. She uses it as white noise to fall asleep, so not having ads is really nice. Story 60 Costco with rewards program. I heard if you buy enough, you can just use points for membership renewal. It is basically free for life one-time membership fee if you are using or buying from them. Story 61. There's a comedy place in downtown San Diego where one show is 15, but an annual pass is 25 and you can watch comedy every night for a year. I went there a lot during my divorce, just to allow myself a smile sometimes. Story 62. REI. If you're into outdoor recreation, the lifetime membership is 30 and you get discounts on items. You can shop the used gear, you get free shipping, and you get money back on items listed at full price, usually 10. Story 63. Seeing a lot of gym comments. I had to cancel my 24-hour membership because it adds up fast, but I really miss the sauna, steam room, and the pool. Anybody have advice on how to score those memberships for cheaper? Story 64. My Peloton membership and the bike. I live remote and winter is dark and 6 months long, and it's been amazing to have access to all the cycling, yoga, stretching, strength, meditation classes, etc. My husband also can use it on the same membership. Story 65. Joining a high-priced gym. It's night and day from every other gym I've ever joined. The price point keeps out the riffraff, namely, no chicks there posting poozy fat pics to the gram, no roid ragers slamming weights next to my head. Everything everywhere is immaculately clean, and the amenities of having a steam room, several saunas private and public, without ever having to worry about my locker or my car being broken into, has changed my whole mindset about whether or not I want to go to the gym on any given day. Story 66. I pay $5 a month for a Patreon subscription to a registered dietitian. He has his virtual cookbook with recipes updated every week that are macro-friendly, cost-effective, and delicious. Takes the guesswork out of meal prep, and making one recipe a month alone will pay for the 5 in savings from eating out. Story 67. Work voluntary disability insurance, never planned on using it. But when I suddenly found myself needing it, 60 of my salary tax-free was a lifesaver. Story 68. In my country, we pay an additional levy from our income, basically a specific additional tax, mandated by the state, but handled by a private entity, so that if you are in an accident, the ambulance, urgent care, and follow-up care is heavily subsidized or free. And in addition to that, they will pay you 80 of your regular wages until you are able to return to work. I broke my hand when I was in my 20s extremely badly, and I was off work for about 3 months, and this scheme saved my and my job. They make it hard for employers to lay you off. They also have a scheme for free therapy for survivors of DV, SA, etc., and occasionally will pay out loss of earnings related to this trauma for some people. This can be a hefty sum. They can be kind of about paying out, e.g., if it's related to a prior injury, it can be very hard and they receive their fair share of backlash. But all in all, I would rather have it than not. Story 69. Zeta. I'm exhausted thinking about our family finances. I automated everything with Zeta, and now I don't think about our finances more than a few times a month. Set it and forget it. The hours I spent spreadsheeting were worth way more to me than the subscription for them to do it for me, better and more accurately. Story 70. As a designer, Envato Elements. I spend $200 a year and I get a swath of tools for projects which are all licensed and easily accessible. You make that money back in a single gig if you work professionally. Story 71. Rocket Money. I've been using it since it was called something else. $3, and it keeps track of all my spending. It messes up here and there with gas, marking some gas stations, store purchases, but for the most part, it's awesome and makes it hands-off to keep track of my spending. Story 72. Boy. Less than $200 a year. For me, my kid called them twice for a toe flats, which they provided promptly cheerfully, and I got maps and travel guides for a cross-country drive, and had them book plane tickets for 2 two-way flights at good prices. My local branch also organizes bus trips to nearby destinations which I occasionally take advantage of. Story 73. YouTube Premium. No ads. Like none at all, freaking ever. Had it for 3 years and never let that lapse. They ask you to demo for them. It does other too, like lets you play videos while screen is locked. I know some app does all that of YouTube, or if you tweak this setting in some third-part app. Don't care. I value my time. More importantly, the 1500 phone. I don't use this Fold 5 to any bit of what it is capable. I also don't play around and find out. I can pay $16.99 a month. Story 74. Netflix. Haters, are you kidding me? Compared to how much you'd pay for equally extensive cable coverage and rented DVDs back in the day, it's mind-boggling how many hours of entertainment per month you get from Netflix. Story 75. I'll catch hate for this, but Amazon Prime. I hate grocery stores, ADHD brain, and making lists to go to Walmart later don't click at all. When I suddenly remember I need sunscreen, I need it now, because I will forget it later. I used to go to Walmart at like 2 a.m. Now I can just click 2-day shipping on Prime and IMSET. The peace of mind it gives me is so worth it for me. Story 76. Fruit of the Month Club. Everything has been absolutely delicious so far. The pears alone were a revelation. They're nothing like the gritty little things I can get locally. Story 77. A car wash membership. In Arizona, there is much dirt, monsoons, and the god-forsaken birds. I'll leave for 30 minutes and then return to my car covered in. Story 78. YouTube Premium. I think it's Ike 11 something or 15. It really just gives the option to shut your phone while playing YT and is OFC ad-free. But it's essential for YT Music, which is bar none the best music app. Story 79. Botanical Garden. Memberships usually pay for themselves on your first visit if you have the whole family. Then you can use it for entry in many botanical gardens all over the country. Story 80. I have an app called Picture This. It's a plant identification app. I am a pretty avid gardener, and I also keep a lot too many of indoor plants. I use this app all the time. It identifies all sorts of plants and will also identify issues pests, root rot, underwatering, etc. Story 81. Silver Sneakers. For people on Medicare, depending on what Medicare supplemental insurance you buy, you can get free gym membership through a program called Silver Sneakers. Since my physical therapy office has its own full-service gym classes, pool, sauna, weight machines, etc., it works out particularly well for me. Story 82. Inside Track Club at Harbor Freight. Buying the membership saved me hundreds on my toolbox. The membership was $45 for 2 years. Everything else after has been just a bonus. Story 83. If you eat at Outback even a couple times a year, the 15 AARP costs every year pays for itself. 10 off every check. And don't have to be an old person like me to join. Story 84. Our local community center. Fees are income-based. Our family pass is $6.60 a month, and we get access to the gym, the pool, and all the classes on offer. We only really use the gym right now, but it's still a steal. And I'm sure we'll be taking advantage of some of the other things as our kiddo gets older. Story 85. Not a popular opinion, but YouTube Premium. $13.99. And I stream the heck out of it for music at home, have it on the background at work, use it for music in the truck, watch documentaries all the time, use it as a white noise machine at night, and I use it to run through my practice rigs when I play guitar, bass, or drums, as there's a lot of play-along tracks available. Story 86. Check your city's website to see if they have a local gym rec center. It's a fraction of the cost of what for-profit gyms charge, and they have everything you need for exercising purposes. I live in Scottsdale, and the SAR is 100 UR, best kept secret in the city. I love it. Tailing a few others on here, Spotify was the one of the best thing to happen to me years ago, and it's still on top. Next to TSA Pre for traveling. 5-year membership for a painless and speedy home front door to airline gate process. Costco if you have mouths to feed or want deals, period. Public library goes above and beyond always. Story 87. GoodRx Gold. I went through a back issue and had to have a couple of surgeries. I have saved literally thousands of dollars on prescriptions that insurance won't cover. You can cover all of your family and even your pets.